Hello my friends, it's me. I have tea and we're going to talk about the tea today. You're going to have to bear with me because this is actually the first time I've sat in front of the camera and trying to do this. I've always wanted to do YouTube videos for the longest time. I'm currently trying to figure out what I like right now. I don't know if I want to sit in front of the camera and talk or if I want to do a speed paint with a voiceover. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm trying to figure it out, so you're just going to have to bear with me. But today we're talking about Webtoons, one of my favourite things in the whole world. Oh my goodness. And I'm so excited just to be able to kind of talk to you guys about the ones that I love right now. So let's get into it. So Webtoons. Are you getting into Webtoons? You can be like, what do I want to read? What's a good recommendation? I'm here to show you. If you're anything like me, you'll love these Webtoons, and here are the Webtoons that I think you need to get into for 2025. Here are my 5 best Webtoons that I think you need to start reading. Number 1, The Cursed Princess Club. So this comic ended March 2024. Almost been a whole year now. No, I can't believe it. No, but this is how much this comic has stuck with me that I have to recommend it and make the whole world read it. At first, when I saw this comic, I wasn't initially drawn to it because of the art style. I thought the art style was very simple and something that would initially grab me personally. But because of the hype around it at the time, and there was just so many people reading it, so many people loving it, I was like, I have to read it. So I did, and now it's my personality. Let me just read you the synopsis. So, you meet Gwendolyn, living proof that princesses don't always have it all. See, although she lives in a castle and her father is the king, Gwendolyn isn't like a movie princess or even a fairy tale princess. She's got a big heart, but isn't particularly attractive and doesn't have a Disney quality singing voice. But one night, she accidentally stumbles upon the twisted world of the Cursed Princess Club, and her life will never be the same. Hexed and cast out, the ladies of the club are just the people Gwendolyn needs to show her that just because she doesn't fit the mold doesn't mean that she's any less of a princess. If you love retellings of fairy tales, for example, the Lunar Chronicles, Snow White with the red hair is a retelling of Snow White. If you like retellings, of Cinderella, you love Disney princesses, you've always grown up and enjoyed that genre, then the Cursed Princess Club is exactly what you need. No, I'm not kidding. No, I'm not kidding. You need to read it right now. I don't even care if you turn the video off right now and start reading it. It's so good. And the comedy in this, all the characters are so lovable. Lamb Cat is what the author goes by. Her writing is so good. There's such good themes in this webtoon. But it talks about beauty, it talks about fitting the mold, it talks about being different to others, and it also really goes into family, found family, and the main character Gwen, I think, is so lovable. She's such a kind-hearted person, and for some reason everyone around her sees her as like this super duper ugly person to look at, but actually her family don't notice it at all. They think she's the most gorgeous human alive. Anyway, there's this really cute romance thing as well between Frederick and Gwen, and initially she finds, in the early episodes, she overhears him calling her ugly and that he would never want to get with her. And this sparks off the whole story and how she deals with that. It's so good. I don't even want to go too much into it because it's just, it makes me so happy and it's so funny. The comedy, 10 out of 10. And also the art style, which I wasn't initially drawn to, it gets better. I think writing is definitely her strongest point. There's this cool mystery part of it, like we don't know who Gwen's mother is and why is Gwen so different to her sisters and her brother. It's just so interesting and I completely recommend checking it out. Another comic that I think you should read if you love Space Boy, if you love... I'm sorry? I've already given away the title. If you love fantasy, if you love sci-fi, if you love a little bit of romance, it's not the main thing, but just like a little bit. If you like mystery and kind of detective work, you like space, then Space Boy is the one for you, okay? I don't even know where to start with this because I've kept up with this comic for actually years. The author came out with physicals and I was like, take my money. I have this one. So here you can kind of see what it looks like. This art style is so cute and beautiful. Oh my goodness. The backgrounds that Stephen does is just gorgeous. Like, look at these trees. They're so, I don't know what it is, but so good. It starts with this girl called Amy, and she is living on a mining colony in space, and then the family have to move out and move to Earth, where the story starts. This little paragraph down here basically sums it up. Space Boy is a sci-fi drama about a high school girl who belongs in a different time, a boy possessed by emptiness as deep as space, an alien artifact, and a mysterious murder, and a love that crosses light years. So this is the boy that she meets at school, and she can't sense any flavor from him, and it disturbs her. She's like, why isn't there a flavor? Like, usually everyone has this aura about them that she can sense, but he doesn't have one. It is just like the best comic in the world. I remember when I first started reading it, I was absolutely hooked because of this main character. I think it also is the longest running webtoon original, so I think it's definitely underrated. I don't hear enough people talking about it, but the art improves, the story is amazing, it will make your heart so warm. I think it's coming to its end at some point, so if you don't want to get stuck on the daily pass of this comic yet, please read it now when you can just binge it on the Webtoon app, or get the physical, support the author. Read Space Boy, come back to me, DM me, leave a comment. It's so good. And it's also the most wholesome story in the whole world. It's a story for everyone. Webtoon number 3. Do you have your tea? Quick drink break. I have normal Yorkshire tea, but it's like a malt brand. It has this taste of biscuits, so I'm really obsessed with it. So good. I'm really excited to talk about this one. You know those Hear Me Out cakes the girls be putting on, like the Number Taker from Numberjacks, or just obscure things that you wouldn't necessarily think are hot, but anyway, Suitor Armor is a really, really, really good fantasy romance. It's definitely got darker elements. It's about fairies, it's about elves. Let me just read it out to you. Lady in waiting, Lucia, believes in getting through the royal wedding will be the toughest part of her new life. That is until she finds herself falling head over heels with Modius. Modius! We all need a Modius in our lives, because with Modius, an up-and-coming knight to the King's Guard. With her newfound interest, she is quickly awakened to the mysteries of the kingdom, where she learns Modius is in fact an enchanted suit of armor without a soul. Could there be more to him than just shining armor? Oh my gosh! It's so good. I love a good romance, and I think sometimes in webcomics you can kind of get tired of the same type of male lead, where he's kind of cold and mysterious, but this one is like literally a cold piece of armor. It's just like a piece of armor. I think it's like this armor set that's come to life through, I think, dark means, and the way that Lucia and his relationship is so interesting to read in the comic, because they're obviously different to everyone else. They both have these secrets behind them that they have to keep, and the way that Modius grows as a character, I think he can't speak in the beginning, but then over time he learns to talk and know what it is to like feel alive and human, and it's so good. I love Modius. Read Suitor Armor. It updates every Friday. So we're in season 3 now of the comic. This is a webtoon original as well, so I think if you want to be able to like have the freedom just to read this for free right now, please, right now, before it becomes Daily Pass. Obviously you can read the comics that are Daily Pass, but they're not my favourite. Some of the comics that I have read are now Daily Pass, and it stops me from rereading them because I want to read. I just wish there were more physicals. Anyway, moving on. Oh, Modius. Read Suitor Armor. Next is actually not a webtoon original. This is a webcomic that I found from YouTube. This YouTuber named At the Starfish Face. I went down a rabbit hole of all their videos, loved every one of them. She talks a lot about webtoons, her own webcomic called Castoff. I personally read it on Webtoon because that's the place I go to for comics, but she does have also a website for her comic, which I think is better to read on. It's a canvas comic, so it's not an original. She posts pages. It's not the scrolling format, it's more like the pages. Which at first I was like, because I don't tend to read ones that are a page format on my phone because it tends to be a bit difficult to read. But I have this now. I have my iPad, so I tend to read Castoff on here because then it's easy. It's so gripping. The characters are so lovable. I love the main character, Vector. The art's beautiful, by the way, let me just say. This is how I read it on my iPad because it's a bit bigger on my phone, which I'm recording on right now. It's just a bit small because it is pages and not scrolling format, but because the story is so good, the pages doesn't bother me at all because I can't wait for this to be a physical book because I'm gonna have it.
Come here. Come here.
I said we're short, pet.
You what?
We're short.
No, you're not.
Look how pretty it is. Look at that background. What I also like in this comic is that there's like a diverse amount of characters. Let me read you the synopsis. Vector has always dreamed of traveling. He got kidnapped instead. Now, with the help of a short-tempered bounty hunter, a happy-go-lucky cartographer, and many more unlucky friends, he has to make it home in one piece. So if you like D&D, if you like fantasy, it does have a lot of D&D elements. There's a healer, they kind of make this like found a family, they go on this journey together. Vector is this really interesting main character who's pretty intriguing because he has this like golden eyes. Anyone who locks eyes with him immediately gets like frozen in fear, and it makes you be like, why? And he's kind of been locked away his whole life, kind of similar to like a Rapunzel. I keep thinking he's like a little golden boy, golden Rapunzel, and locked in his tower, locked in the library. I think it was the library that he was in. Anyway, it was so good. I loved it. I'm not caught up yet, but I read pages whenever I can. It's just so good. I love Ariana. I drew some fan art of them. I put it on Twitter because I want people to notice me. Oh, I love her stuff. Also, if you want to check out at the Starfish Faces YouTube channel, here it is. I love her videos. Read Castoff.
Come here.
We've looked at The Cursed Princess Club, Space Boy, Suitor Armor, Castoff, the next comic, and final comic, The Blind Prince, an originals webcomic. Got me in chokehold. It's so good. The art is so pretty. It's so intriguing. I love fairy tale retellings. I love a story that we all know and love, but then with a twist on it. I love the whimsical princesses, and like that's why I loved The Cursed Princess Club so much, because it's like a play on that. It's so funny. Let's talk about The Blind Prince. This comic is so beautiful. I love the colour palette. It's all like blues, purples. Cozy Crow is the name of the author. Let me read the synopsis to you. Elaine desperately tries to hide the unearthly feathers that riddle her skin, all for the sake of love. But her curse leaves her rejected and trapped behind a wall deep within the forest. On her way home, her only option is to rely on a prince determined to reclaim his throne and his missing eyes. I feel like that doesn't explain enough of how good the story is. Elaine is this like really sweet main character. I love her character design. She's got this like big poofy hair and it's just gorgeous. The way the author draws Elaine's hair in every frame, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with drawing curly hair myself. My main character of my own comic has coily hair. The way that Cozy Crow draws Elaine's hair is just definitely an inspiration to me. Elaine is just this really sweet main character. She's such a lover girl. She just wants romance, she wants love, she wants someone to accept her. Currently, The Blind Prince is on a break at the moment, so you can read through the whole of season 1. There's 75 episodes, there's not that long. If you want to catch up like right now, you can. It's so easy. I'm not sure when it will return, but likely soon. If you love pretty art, dark fantasy, whimsical aesthetics, if you like glowy looking art, it's perfect as well. Like the lighting in this art is from my life. And this is just me coming from an artist. I'm like, oh, the art's so good. I love the prince. I feel like anything I say is going to be too spoilery about him. I'm currently on episode 18 at the moment. I don't have a lot of time these days as much as I used to. I feel like I have too many hobbies. Read all of the webtoons that I just told you. And then if you don't like them, you can come back to me. No, actually, I can't even imagine you not liking them. That's how good these are. If you don't like them, you're crazy. You're actually crazy. Like, I don't understand. Is there a world in that anyone doesn't like these comics? Those were the 5 webtoons that I think that you need to read this year. I love these webcomics. You might not like them, actually. But you're crazy if you don't like them. You're actually crazy, I don't understand. Sorry. But which one are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below. This YouTube is for my love of comics and everything, so we will go on here. Also my art, I am an artist. My name is Kuka Puddin on Instagram, YouTube, Blue Sky. Follow me there. I have my own webcomic. It's called Frame by Frame on Webtoon. It's on a break right now. It's a superhero romance. You can check it out if you want though. The link will be in the description. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and stay cozy, read webtoons and love life. Live, laugh, life,